It is December 22nd. This is episode 22 of the Legit Betting Edge podcast. I'm Brian Benito with my partner, Scott Johnson. I'm in Vegas. Scott's in AZ. How's Arizona this morning?
Nice and cool, and it's a beautiful day. We got a little storm blowing in, but I'm wearing green today because that's the kind of day we're going to have. We're going to have a green, profitable day. I love today's college basketball card. Your sport, NBA, we get going with the NBA tonight, so that's awesome. So, I'm really looking forward to tonight. So, and before we get going, I'll just give you, you can find me on Twitter at ScojoAZ Sports. That's where I put a majority of my content. If you like to follow my plays, you can go to the Action app, and that is myaction.app/Scojo. You can get all my plays, everything that I'm posting. And also, I just started on BTV. That's Better Than Vegas. If you go to Better Than Vegas, create an account. It's free. I'm trying to win a contest and get subscribers. So if you can go to Better Than Vegas, create an account, find my profile page, subscribe to it. You'll get all my videos that I put out there. I'd really appreciate it. Trying to win a contest. Plus, I'm 8-2-1 on my videos the last couple days. So I'm pretty hot in the last couple days on those videos. So jump on them.
Nice. Help this man win a contest. Go to Better Than Vegas and subscribe and create an account and help this man win a contest. You can find me at @my_bankroll on Twitter. You're watching this on YouTube right now. I want you to hit the subscribe button for us. Do that and then smash the like button while you're at it. Hit 2 buttons and then we're off and running. You'll see more videos from us. This is going to be our last podcast after Christmas, so next Monday or Tuesday we'll be back on for episode number 23. Let's get cranked up here. We got basketball, both college and pro. NBA starts tonight. Let's do some game preview. Scott, start us out.
All right, well, we're going to start off in the ACC. We got North Carolina at North Carolina State. This line has moved. It opened at North Carolina was actually getting 1.5, but it's moved to North Carolina -1.5. There's a couple players for NC State that are game time decisions. Thunderberg is one of them, and he's really huge for NC State inside. This North Carolina front line is huge. They're young. They're dominant. They got young guards. The North Carolina team's young, so that's always scary when you got a bunch of freshmen. They could always have, just a crazy letdown game. But I don't see it here. North Carolina has just played a monster schedule, and NC State was hit with COVID early in the year. They haven't really played anybody. The only team they played was St. Louis. They lost that game by 11. And now they're going to be facing a North Carolina team that's just playing really good basketball. They're just going to keep getting better throughout the year. I've got this game on the money line, +105, but I like it at -1.5. Also, I would still play the same bet, but I really like North Carolina in this game.
I'm gonna side with you on this. I'm seeing a very, very tight game. I'll say this: I think NC State's going to get up for this game. I think, you get this interstate rivalry that these guys have. Both teams are capable of winning this game. I do like North Carolina on the money line. I don't know that I'd play it at 1.5. I see it at a 2 or a 1-point win, just based on numbers alone. So that would scare me enough to just play the money line on North Carolina, just to be safe. I mean, you give up a few cents,
Yep.
but I would definitely play North Carolina. But I would definitely stay on the money line. I'm looking for this game maybe to come under like a point or two. This is a very, very tight total and a very tight line. I think the odds makers really have this one pegged tight.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you. And if this was a packed house at NC State, I probably actually wouldn't touch this game. But with no fans and no energy and nobody pushing them, I just, like I said, North Carolina, with as many games as they played and the schedule that they played, I think they're just more seasoned. They're ready to go. This North Carolina State team, like I said, and they might be missing 2 players. So they're game time decisions. I have a feeling they're going to play. But even if they do play, I still like North Carolina in the spot. All right, moving on. This is a game, I don't know if you've looked at this, but this has been – so Cincinnati at UCF. Cincinnati's favored by 2.5. This line opened Central Florida favored by 1 and quickly jumped to Cincinnati -2.5. So I've been looking. A lot of money, big money came in on Cincinnati, but a lot of the sharps are on UCF. So like I said, about 83% of the money right now is on Cincinnati. So that was just kind of interesting to me. But taking all that out and just looking at this game, this is a conference game. These two teams, they battle each other. They have the last couple of years. Last year, they won on each other's court. But this Cincinnati team, for me, is just they don't have a secondary scorer, and that worries me because I was high on Cincinnati early, but I've watched 3 or 4 of their games, and they just have a hard time scoring the basketball. And this UCF team is a team I had circled at the beginning of the year. They were hit by COVID, and they went to Michigan. They played. I was all over them in that game. They were down by 4 at halftime, and then Michigan came out after half and hit like 487 shots in a row and blew their doors off in the second half. So they lost that game. But they just went to Florida State and won a big game on the road. So that's kind of a trappy spot right here. They win a big game, hard-fought game at Florida State. They're coming home. Cincinnati just got drilled by Georgia. They're coming in. That's kind of a scary situation. So I understand where the line is right now, but just looking at the numbers, looking at these teams, I'm siding with UCF in the value here. I'm going to take UCF on the money line. I've got it at plus 125. I did buy back my bet. So those of you who follow me on Twitter, last night I placed a 4-unit bet on UCF. But then when the line jumped, I went ahead and bet, since I kind of just nulled out that bet and then just replaced my bet. So yeah, I'll lose juice on that. But I didn't like what I was seeing, so I kind of reevaluated it, and that's why. But I like UCF in this game value. Like I said, this game feels real trappy to me, so that kind of makes me nervous. But I'm still going to side with UCF here.
All you just said, and I certainly appreciate all the information because you're an insider on the players, et cetera. Watching these games, you have the intimate knowledge of many of these teams. So I'll say this, based on what you just said, it's a no play because even as you go back and forth and talk about it, it scares me off the game. Now I did look at it, and UCF had come from behind to beat Florida State. Florida State's a dominant team. They beat them at Florida State. That's a lot of energy you got to expend to get to on top of Florida State. You come home satisfied. Cincinnati's pissed. It is a good spot for Cincinnati, although I don't see the -2.5. I'd never play Cincinnati -2.5 on this. It's a very, very close game. I saw with the numbers, and so, but that being said, that plus your talk makes me say I can't play this game.
Yeah, no, like I said, it's a value play for me. I do think UCF is the better team, but and that's stuff I learned from you, Brian, because we talk about that all the time about these trappy situations and stuff like that. So I'm looking at that, and that does make me nervous in this game. So I have a little bit of pause there, but still, I'm going to go with my gut here, and I'm going to follow UCF. I think they're the better team, so that's why I'm on UCF here. So next game is going to be a Big 12 showdown. These are 2 good teams, West Virginia, Kansas. West Virginia getting 2, the total 139 here. 2 really good defensive teams, Huggins, Bill Self. This is going to be a battle. This is going to come down probably to a 1-possession game. Again, this is a value play for me. I'm going to take plus money here, West Virginia. I've got them on the money line, plus 105, I think, or plus 110, one of the two. I can't remember exactly because I got a lot of money line plays today. But yeah, I'm with West Virginia here. I really think this is a coin toss game, probably a game I should just watch. But anytime I can get a good team and get value with West Virginia, I just think they're going to be up. I don't think there's going to be that first half lull that they've kind of had a couple games this year. But Bill Self and Kansas, that's a solid team, a tough place to play. I think this is just going to be a battle, and I'm going to take West Virginia. I'll probably do some a lot of second half betting today. This is probably one of the games I'll be on. But right now, full game, I'm going to take West Virginia. I'm going to take the value, the money line plus 105.
Yeah, you know what I saw here when I did this just a little bit ago? I saw 70-71 final score, 70-70, 71-70. So what I'm going to do is I like the money line because I think West Virginia will clip Kansas by 1 point. But I'm going to take 2 just to be safe because if Kansas wins by 1, then I got 2. So that's how tight this game is, and that's how tight that total line is. So when you are doing the live betting, remember what I said here because that total is right on the number. And but I do like West Virginia plus the points. I think they show up. I do think Kansas goes down today, and by 1 point. By 1, maybe 2, depends how it falls, obviously. But this is a very competitive game, going to be competitive throughout, and it's going to be one of those games where you watch and you just kind of enjoy the good basketball being played.
Yeah, totally agree with you. This is going to be a 1-possession game. I don't see a blowout either way. I just think this is going to be a battle all the way through. I don't think any team gets up more than probably 5-6 points the whole game. So it's going to be a fun game to watch. All right, we're going to go to the American Athletic, Wichita State at South Florida. This Wichita State team, man, I really like. I mean, they've gone through a lot with the loss of their coach, so I kind of had written them off. But they are on a mission, and I watched them play. I've watched them play a couple games. I watched them play at Tulsa. They looked great at Tulsa, and the South Florida team is coming off a big win against Cincinnati, a Cincinnati team that's struggling. But again, we talk about that fat and happy syndrome. They just won a big game at Cincinnati, and this Wichita State team is no joke. They are good on the offensive. They do not turn the ball over, and they play incredible defense. So I'm going to take Wichita. This is another money line play for me. I got them plus 105. I love Wichita State. I actually think Wichita State's going to win this game pretty easy over South Florida. South Florida just doesn't have the scorers. And I like this Wichita State team is just they've really moved up in my power rankings because, like I said, I had moved them down with all the preseason stuff that had happened to them with losing their coach and all the drama that was going on. But they're above it, man. These kids are playing, basketball at an elite level. So I really like Wichita State here.
Yeah, I looked at this, and actually, I bet South Florida the last couple of games. I had them, and I did have them plus 8.5 when they played Cincinnati and they won the game outright. I didn't expect them to win that game outright. They did win it outright, but I'm with you on this. Wichita State wins by a few here. I think they go into South Florida. I think South Florida has been playing well, but I think they're going to drop this game. And I got Wichita State winning by, I think, 4 or 5 points. Either way, I had them winning the game, so I will be playing the money line with you. I do like it, and I think you're right on point for this. I don't know what I had for the final score. Not the score was not. I wasn't as confident on the final score as I was on, let's say, the Kansas West Virginia game. So, but I will take West Virginia plus the points. Pardon me, on the money line. On the money line.
And before we get into the NBA, your sport, I'm gonna freestyle on you here just really quick because something just popped in my head and we didn't talk about this, but it's kind of a situational thing. So NAU, I was on NAU yesterday. I thought NAU, their roster's pretty weak. They're not a very good team, but I thought if that team had a chance to win a game, it was yesterday. They were gonna play their butts off. I played them on the money line. I did take the points, so they did cover. They were in that game late, one possession game with under a minute to go. They just weren't able to pull it out. Extended, put in a lot of energy. Now they play on a back-to-back game day. They're playing Denver. Denver's favored by 3. It's in Denver's backyard. So I know you didn't look at this. I'm just talking about the situation. You didn't look at numbers or anything. So like I said, it's kind of a freestyle. I'm throwing it on you. But just situational wise, you've got a bad basketball team. They gave everything they had yesterday, still lost the game by 4, and now they've got to come back early in the afternoon and play a Denver team that's about the same quality as the team they just played, if not a little bit better, in their own backyard. So, and the line's only -3, so this is a game I love. I was on NAU yesterday. I'm big on Denver today. So just in a situational sense, I wanted to get your opinion on that. So.
Yeah, well, Denver played Denver. Who did I had an NAU? I followed you. I tailed you on that game. Who they playing? What's the team that they played yesterday? NAU again?
They played. They played Texas State yesterday, and Texas State was a better team. But I thought
Texas State. Yeah.
And so they played Denver today. Denver's been off since they've had a couple days off, so they're right.
But Denver had just played Texas State, also, is what I'm saying, and they lost by
2-point game.
So NAU's should get beat pretty good today. I would take Denver U. Listen, I would take Denver U minus the 3. I think they cover that number just based on a situational play without looking at any numbers at all. Although I'll be honest, I'd have to confirm it by looking at it because these two teams are terrible. And I did bet on Denver earlier in the year and they beat me. I had them plus 11 or 12 against another team and they got blown out. So, but I do, from a situational standpoint, I'll tell you that I think Denver covers that 3. Yeah.
And like I said, I kind of surprised you with that, but it just popped in my head. So I wanted to ask you about it. Okay. All right. So let's jump into your genre here, NBA. We've got a couple games tonight. The first one, Golden State at Brooklyn. Golden State getting 7.5. This Brooklyn team, I'm very interested to see how this KD, Kyrie dynamic works out. I think they've got a lot of really, they're getting Kyrie and KD, and I like the nucleus they had before these two show up. So I really like this Brooklyn team. I think they're going to be good, but I really want to see it before I have a lot of faith in it because Kyrie to me is kind of some kryptonite. He can have a bad impact on some teams. So I really want to see how it plays out. And Golden State, Klay Thompson out for the year. They get Kelly Oubre. I know Draymond Green's out tonight. Steph Curry's, kind of be on an island. So I'm actually going to play the under in this game. I think I like Brooklyn to cover it, but like I said, I've got to see Brooklyn play, a little bit before I have a lot of faith in them. So 232 just seems a kind of high for me. First game of the year, I see this game being like 114, 109, 114, 110, but that's without really seeing anything in this season. This season's going to be weird. So my play, it's just a small play. I'm going to play the under in this game, under 232.
Okay. Well, I didn't know Green was out, but if he is out, that means defense optional for me. So I'm going to tell you a couple of things based on if I'm basing, and I'd have to base a play on the preseason numbers because you just don't know. I'll tell you this. Based on the preseason numbers, this should go over. Now, I'm not going to play the total. Based on the preseason numbers, Brooklyn should get to 125, and Golden State should get to 115 or so. I like Brooklyn to cover the 7.5, though. I think they do. I think they win by double digits, and I lean over, as I just mentioned. Do I play this game? Man, I don't. I can't. I'm in college hoops right now, and I'm going to look at it, see if these preseason numbers are right. And just kind of go from there. But that's my take on it. I think Brooklyn covers. I think it does go over. It's a very high total. It started at 229 to 232 now. Guys smarter than me have been crunching numbers for about 7 days getting ready for this. So, I'll just wait and see what happens. But that's my opinion on that one.
How many games are you looking at this year before you start to get like a really good feel on, teams and the numbers? I mean, how many games do you need from each team?
A game or two. I might connect some money lines. Like I might take some college and connect the Brooklyn money line to you got -3 whatever. But I feel pretty confident Brooklyn wins this game. So I'm just making money by stacking a money line on top of, let's say, a West Virginia +2. So I connect those two. If West Virginia wins, I know I'm going to win that bet, and then I'm just going to stack it and make a few more bucks.
All right, cool. And then our second game of the NBA night is going to be the Battle of LA. We got the Clippers at the Lakers. It's a +3 for the Clippers, and the total's 219.5. I've got a small play in this game. I took the Lakers -3. I like the depth that they've got here, but like I said, it's a really small play for me. I don't know if they're putting a banner up tonight or anything like that, but I know Morris is out for the Clippers. He's not a big piece for them, but he does chew up some minutes. So I don't know. I lean Lakers -3 tonight just because it's the first game of the year. They're but it just this whole thing seems weird. It's like I just bet on the Lakers in Game 6 of the Finals, and now here we are. Game one of the NBA season. So I lean the Lakers -3 here.
Yeah, and again, going back to the preseason numbers, here's what I think. I think Clippers come out. Ty Lue's got something to prove. The Clippers are pissed. Lakers are fat and happy, like you say, because they won the title. I don't think they're focused. I think Clippers come in. I think Clippers could win the game. If they do lose the game, I think it stays inside the three points. I think Clippers +3 is probably the right side in that game. I also think the unders in that is the right way in that game. I think you're looking at maybe 103, 105, something like that. Low 100s from each team. I'm not going to bet on it. I feel more confident Brooklyn's going to beat the Warriors than I do that the Clippers are going to stay inside 3. But I'm just saying that's what I saw, and that's what we're talking about. So. That's kind of where I take it. I will say this, though. In a couple of days, 76ers are playing the Wizards, and the 76ers are favored by 7.5. I did look at that. I like the Wizards +7.5 to play the 76ers tight in the very first game. So kind of remember I said that when you look at it and kind of do your numbers. I don't know if it's tomorrow or the next day they play.
Yeah, and I'm just going to tell everybody out there, if you like cashing NBA tickets, this is your guy, Brian. He's great in the NBA. I was with him last year. I cashed a lot of tickets with him. So definitely jump on his Twitter at @my_bankroll. Shoot him some DMs. And if you like cashing tickets, Brian's the guy that will help you do that. He's really dialed into the NBA and one of the best that I've been around. So that's just my 2 cents.
Appreciate that, Scott. Yeah, and I appreciate your support and your promotion for that. But this has been kind of a quick episode. We won't be back till after Christmas. You do anything in the bowl games?
No, I'm just, everything's college basketball for me. And the NBA starting, so I'm going to start, looking at the NBA basketball. That's my season. That's where I make, a majority of my money over the year. So I'm going to stay put on college basketball. When the NFL playoffs start, maybe I'll look at some NFL. I'm going to go cash my Bengals Jets money line ticket. I was the guy that had the $10 bet for $3.6 million. So I'm going to go cash that ticket.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe that. I'm like, are you kidding? Or $100. It was $100 money line parlay for $3.6 million. I was like, are you kidding me? So yeah, that was crazy. But I wish everybody out there a Merry Christmas. Have fun with your family. Be safe. Be careful. Enjoy the holidays, and we will be back Monday talking about the weekend and all the money we made over the weekend. So
that sounds good. This is you want to give your social media one more time, Scott?
Yeah, go to Twitter at ScojoAZ Sports. That's where I put a majority of my content. I'm on there all day long when college basketball is going on. Second half plays, live plays. I'm posting everything as fast as I can. You can also go to my action app. That's myaction.app/Scojo. You can follow. You'll get the plays a little bit faster there as I'm posting them on there. And then lastly, help me win a contest here. If you can go to betterthan.vegas, go to that website, create an account, type in Scojo Picks, go to my page, click subscribe. The most subscribers this month is going to win a cash prize. So if you guys can help me do that, I'd really appreciate it. Again, that's betterthan.vegas. Create an account, find my page, Scojo Picks, and hit that subscribe button.
Find me at my_bankroll on Twitter. Subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit the like button if you don't mind. We appreciate it. Hey, listen, we're pushing as hard as we can. We'll see you after the holidays. Happy holidays. That's the end of episode number 22.